Much better. Sorry. Just getting the lighting right. I need to flip the phone. Oh god, I'm gonna be showing upside down. This is not ideal. Oh, orientation is locked. Rotate. Okay. All right. Terrible start to a live, but that's how you know it's live. It's not edited. So I'm gonna be talking, as the label says, all things acting. Yesterday I talked about headshots, and today I'll be taking more Q&A type answers. I had an audition yesterday that went well. They're all self-taped, so you don't know how well they actually went. But you kind of just get a script and instructions, and you do your best and try to make original choices, and you hope the casting director and producers like what they see. Hello, Delilah girl. I just get my water. Whoa. All right. And then of course I did YouTube filming today, and I sometimes post on Instagram, but Instagram Reels has been a little funny. They don't really push my stuff out. Hello, Kiki. But yeah, it's important if you want to be an actor. I think it's important to have a social media presence of some kind, and actors aren't necessarily good at the organization of it, but like setting a daily habit of creating a certain amount of videos per day, per week, whatever, having that goal and trying to hit that target is important. Where I know a lot of actors I talk to are like, oh yeah, I need to create a all full. That's cool screen. My friend watched to watch. Yeah, and if you guys have any acting questions or seen any good movies lately or any entertainment related things, like that's what I'm interested in. I technically live in Santa Monica, but right by Hollywood. I've worked on some TV shows where my favorite movie of all time is probably Jaws and then Back to the Future. But probably Jaws, one of the early Steven Spielberg movies, but just the way like the characters are developed and the plot moves, everything ties together like so incredible. I think Jaws is definitely up there. And then Back to the Future too. Hello, Epic Sounds. You made it. Good. But yeah, as of recently, my favorite. I don't know. Maybe the original Pirates of the Caribbean, if that counts as a Disney movie. My sister used to watch The Mermaid, but those weren't. I mean, I think Disney's interesting stuff. Yeah, I've seen Aladdin a few. I actually haven't seen the new Aladdin with Will Smith, and heard today that they're considering replacing Will Smith with Chris Rock for Aladdin 2, which I don't even know what live action. But then they have a sequel, so they basically have to just write this showrunner producer named Vince Gilligan. He did the show movies. They're really good dramas, but they also, I don't know, the acting's really good. The characters are really well developed. Doc, where I had to do. Hold on, my that's being a little funny. So yeah, I eat my boyfriend for breakfast. So I took it very. Times it's doing literally. I eat my boyfriend for breakfast, and having the girlfriend be a cannibal. You could doing the taking it very literally is a creative choice too. I just don't love doing like the exact same thing that everybody else, all the other creators are doing. And sometimes people on TikTok will kind of get like, I guess, upset at me for that. Where they're like, "Oh, you didn't understand how the trend works or this works." I'm like, no, I did. I had to understand. Yeah, I don't know why my phone is going so slow. Maybe I should close some apps. This is annoying. I'm so sorry. My favorite stories are when the police tell you to stop faking. Yeah, I do like doing those, and those are a lot of the types of roles I get auditions for in Hollywood right now, are like police officers and Maybe a good police officer turns out to be a bad guy, stuff like that. So then I like kind of taking those ideas from auditions I've done and putting those into my TikTok videos. I really, that's where I get some of the inspiration from. I'm also reading a book right now called The Anatomy of Motive that the actor Will Smith recommended to me in a movie screening I went to with that he was at with King Richard, actually, the movie he just won an Oscar for. I get to go to different screenings in Hollywood of movies, and then the actors are there, and we can talk to them after. And since we're both from Philadelphia, I asked him about his acting process and how he gets into roles. He's played Muhammad Ali, and he suggests this book, Anatomy of Motive, which is about basically how the mind of like a serial killer and psychopaths and different types of people work, who at first glance, or if they've done a terrible crime, it's hard to figure out why they would have done what they've done. But if you think about things like from their side, so they interview a lot of these people and talk to them and talk about what motivates them to do something bad. It helps Will Smith as an actor think about different characters he's playing, even if they are supposedly villains. He can play them in a good way. E-Cookie, thank you so much. I'm a fan of yours now. I'm a fan of anybody who's a fan of mine. I'm a fan of theirs. Thank you, X Coffee Heart. Cats are the best. So are dogs and other animals and sea turtles. I live with my fiance Lizzie. We live right by the ocean here, so we have a boogie boarding date later, and then we haven't bought our surfboards yet, but we're going to. But we have wetsuits so we can stay warm in the ocean. But we're a big fan of sea life right now. I see lots of dolphins and seals and things like that in the water here. And then we've also been rock climbing too. So that's the other thing about acting. It's important if you love acting and you live and breathe and die acting, that's great. But you should have hobbies outside of acting too, just to keep yourself well-rounded. If your whole life is just acting and only acting alone, then you're kind of missing out on other big things in life. That will help your acting, actually. If you have more life experiences, that's more things to draw from and to pull you in different ways in a scene and to think about. Okay, see you later, Coffee Heart. Or Coffee Art, I guess it is. But yeah, having lots of hobbies and things are really important in acting. A lot of like acting teachers and professionals will tell you that too. Because you can get lost in acting, and especially with an industry you can have lots of auditions and never get a role. If you're so obsessed with acting, it can be hard. I've been an actor for like around 5 years, and I started from nothing. I worked in the investment management finance industry, working with money and stocks in the stock market. I did that for about 8 years, 9 years. But I just didn't love it, and I was always really drawn to creative stuff in Hollywood. So I moved to California and started taking acting classes about 5 years ago or so, and booked my first movie. I'm starring in a movie on Amazon Prime called Legacy, and then COVID hit, and it's been a little slower since then. Why are you so underrated? I don't know. I don't know who's rating. I would love to be in bigger projects and take part in bigger projects, and that's why I have an agent and a manager, and I'm in this union called SAG-AFTRA in Hollywood, where it kind of puts me in position to get auditions for like the biggest roles. So I've had some really amazing auditions over the past few years, but I don't make the decisions. Sometimes casting wants somebody who has a different color hair, or is an inch taller, an inch shorter, or their face they like somebody's face a little bit better for the specific role. They want somebody more rugged looking. They want somebody who looks more like a killer or neighbor or boy next door, or looks a year younger. Yeah, there's so many reasons other than acting why actors don't get cast in roles. Because I'm definitely confident in my acting abilities. There just has to be a role, and then a casting director and a director of a TV show or movie who also thinks that I'm just kind of the perfect fit for everything. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm trying to put myself out there through social media. My fiance Lizzie and I just filmed a short film that the directors, the Russo brothers, they directed the Avengers movies. they are the judges of the film festival, so they'll see us. Rachel, hello. And then Lizzie and I filmed, my fiance Lizzie and I filmed a feature film, hour and a half long, over COVID. We used a movie grade camera. Got really good sound equipment, so it's like a really professional movie. And submitted that to festivals, and I did win a Best Actor award at a festival. So, yeah, I'm putting myself out there and staying patient, doing the work, taking lots of like acting training. Um, Doing TikToks every day is definitely training, and play about 8 characters every day and have a short amount of time to do it and to memorize scripts. And then I'm also getting lots of auditions, which is almost like a mini acting class, because it's always a different character, and I just run it over and over until I feel like that's the take I wanted for the casting director to see, and then my agent managers also look at it. Hello, Connor. Yeah, so it's a really interesting industry. It's just tough because you don't get paid to audition, so you have to have money on the side, a way to make money, but also stay flexible because auditions could come in at any time and have any deadline. There are some movies where they said we need this in a few hours, and it'll be like 8 pages of script, and you just have to find a way to memorize it as close as you can, as best as you can. Um, but if you're doing that for a TV show, like they want for TV shows, the writers there write things so specifically, they want every word memorized perfectly. Whereas if you're auditioning for a movie, sometimes the director wants you to like just improv the whole thing. They don't really care how close you are to the lines. So even knowing what you're auditioning for is important. You want the TV show runners to be able to picture you in their movie. So I saw a couple questions there about what makes a bad script or a good script, and then any tips. So a good tip is just to start reading some scripts, like see what they look like, and then read a good script, read a bad script, see what the differences are. But I think a good script has if there is just like a lead character, that it's a character you wanna root for. Um, Thank you, Connor. Thank you. But yeah, even in my shorts, in 7 seconds, like you want a script that tells a story and like has a beginning, middle, and end. So even my second videos, 7 second videos usually have a beginning, middle, end, where like I introduce something or someone, sort of introduce a problem, have that character solve a problem or reveal something about themselves, and then have an end. So it's a full story, whether it's 7 seconds or an hour and a half. And good scripts do that. They make you care about their characters, and they have a kind of a beginning, middle, and end. Thank you, eCookie. Um, so that kind of makes a good story. I feel like some bad stories, like you don't really care about the main character, like the writer or director, whoever hasn't made you feel anything for the character early enough in the movie. Um, and then you're kind of like, I don't care if the character lives or dies or whatever the situation is. Um, Sorry, Mischief Wolf, your question went away before I could see it. I think it was, what was your favorite something? Um, but yeah, good scripts and bad scripts. When I moved to Hollywood, I read 30 books on screenwriting, and then read as many scripts as I could to see what like Aaron Sorkin, who's considered a good writer, read a lot of his. Um, what's the biggest project? I'm starting a movie on Amazon Prime called Legacy, which is the biggest project I've been a part of. We filmed for about 3 weeks in Mexico. It was a great experience, and yeah, like you can watch it now on Amazon Prime. But that's something everybody's gotten to see me in. How here is it to spell it favorite? Not trying to be rude. Oh, favorite? Yeah, we don't have a U in favorite when we spell, yeah, like in the U.S. And I'm actually an English teacher is one of my like side jobs. I teach high school students part time. So yeah, I definitely could talk about scripts all day. Um, Different stories. I have friends who are screenwriters, so I read their scripts, and some of theirs have been made into movies and TV shows. And even like when I get a script, like the movie I auditioned for, that the Avengers directors were going to direct this movie a few months ago, I have to sign, called a non-disclosure agreement. Oh, favorite role. But I have to sign a non-disclosure agreement so I don't reveal to the world like what this page of scripts could reveal a big thing about the movie. My favorite role I've ever done is probably in that movie Legacy. It's on Amazon Prime because I play the characters that are really satisfying to watch have a big, they call it an arc. It's ARC, a big character arc. And what that means is like they start somewhere. So my character started weak in the beginning of the movie, and by the end of the movie, it had so many things happen to me and changed as a person that by the end I was really strong. Have you ever spent 10 hours writing a script? I have. I've spent a lot more than 10 hours. I've written a few screenplays where I've spent months. Even professional screenwriters, if they write a 90-page screenplay, which would equate to about an hour and a half, some do about 2 to 3 pages a day they consider good. So for 90 pages, that would be about 3 months for professional screenwriters. So yeah, screenwriting definitely takes a lot of time to do it well. It's an art and a craft, and it's never perfect. You just have to like work through it and have an idea of some story structure, what makes a good story. Humans have been telling stories for thousands of years, so there is kind of a precedent of like what a good story is. You're not necessarily gonna like come up with anything new in terms of like the structure of a story that hasn't been thought of over the past thousands of years by some of the smartest people who ever lived who are storytellers. Who inspired me to be an actor? Actually, my first role, I'm not sure that's a good. Oh, my first role was playing a dad in a short movie. I auditioned and I was new to auditioning. I was new to the industry, but somehow I booked it. So it was really, really cool. I forgot the question I was saying right before that that somebody just asked. Ugh. But keep asking questions. It's hard, yeah, when questions are coming in quickly. Have you ever met a fan in public? I've never met a fan in public. I've had a few fans, and when I was in Philadelphia, I live in California, but I was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where my hometown is over Christmas, and I had some fans pointing at me and screaming my name a few different times in this sandwich shop in Philadelphia. My family was with me, so they thought it was really kind of weird experience to have fans, um, whatever, notice me in public. But not in California yet. I think some people get shy. I've seen some people like look at me or like sort of take a picture, but not. I haven't talked to a fan yet, seeing them out in public, but I guess that will happen. And TikTok's all over the world, so it's hard. So even with a lot of followers, they're so spread out. What made you start shorts? Well, I've always liked YouTube, but I didn't really know what YouTube Shorts was. It's more I just like, I don't know how I came across it. I just opened YouTube and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I hadn't really seen advertising for YouTube Shorts. I didn't know what it was, so I kind of just fell into it. And I had already been making short content for TikTok, but I wanted to then add it to YouTube. I feel like YouTube's sort of the original with a lot of stuff. And so it was nice to see that they added that functionality. Yeah, and YouTube Lives. I don't know. I've done TikTok Lives, but TikTok's funny with content too. Like if you do a really great video, like it may not send it out, put it on people's For You pages, and nobody may see it. And same thing with lives. Sometimes they don't push my lives out, but it's nice that I got to talk to you guys. What is my favorite emoji? So I don't know. Sometimes people, if I do like a fun or funny video on TikTok, they say I'm goofy. So that's my favorite emoji at the moment, like a kind of a goofy face. If they call me, if somebody like a troll or somebody's like a hater will call me goofy, then I'll use a goofy emoji as like kind of like sarcastically. I like the devil smiling face, the purple devil who has a little smile. Yes, that's exactly it. And then yeah, I like the smiling purple devil is also fun too, because I do things like kind of satire and sarcastically on TikTok. So it's kind of like acknowledging to my followers that I was doing something. Yeah, exactly. That's the one with the smiling face. Yeah, kind of is just acknowledging to some of my followers that yes, that video was sarcastic, or was just because sometimes a lot of creators will do like something kind of silly, but they're like really serious about it as they're doing like this silly dance or silly trend. So I'll try to do the same thing, but I'll do a little twist that's like that is goofy or silly. And some of my followers are like, "Oh, were you trying to do serious acting there?" Or like that was too theatrical or something like that. I'm like, no. Sometimes I'm just having fun or just trying to do it a different way. I'm not trying to win an Oscar for a 7-second TikTok all the time. But there are people who critique me literally for one video. They're like, "You're a terrible actor." I'm like, I just turned up my phone and just like a fun, quick one. I didn't like think about a character or put any thought of. I just thought it would just be fun for that one video. Whereas the other ones, I'll do tons of great acting and TikTok won't push it out, and those same people won't look at those videos. They're only looking at me because so they can make fun of me. They won't look at ones that are actually good because that's not as like interesting for a troll or a hater to look at. They want to look at something that's not good. So it's kind of weird. Favorite emotion to portray? I kind of like the like character and emotion where I go like kind of switch a mix of emotions, I guess, like from happy, but with like an undercurrent of sadness, or an undercurrent of anger. So I like, yeah, I almost like playing like confusion is fun because you can have comedy, like a lot of confusing moments can lead to comedy, but confusion can almost like be sad if um, the person's getting mixed signals. E Cookie, welcome back. Brooklyn, oi. Um, so yeah, I think favorite emotion might be confusion, because it can be serious, but can also be like comedy. And then I like, yeah, like switching emotions because yeah, life is an emotion. Like we put one word for an emotion, like sad, happy, but like most people in their lives, like even when they're happy, they're feeling sad and confused. They're feeling a mix of things. So, do you watch anime, and have you ever thought of voice acting? I don't watch anime right now. I have in the past, um, and I have had some anime like comic books. I have tons of X Men and Spider Man comic books here, like some of the original ones, like from the 1960s. Um, and I have done voice acting. How do you make all the editing in your videos? But I have done voice acting. I still get voice acting auditions. I use a program called Final Cut for editing, and I spent a few years learning it, like over COVID, really, um, taking online classes to learn how to edit. I love your acting POVs. They're awesome. Thank you so much. Um, so yeah, I put I put a lot of work into editing, and like I said, I did a feature film that my fiance Lizzie and I starred in. I I learned how to use a camera. I learned how to use sound and lighting, and spent months and months and years learning all that stuff so that Lizzie and I could film this feature film. But in doing that, it was so much work that then once I started doing TikToks again and YouTube shorts, it just made it a lot easier to put that stuff together. Because if you do kind of the hardest of the hard by doing, like, it was a movie and it had special effects too, then doing 7-second TikToks, I feel comfortable just doing quick little special effects and things like that. I'm happy your channel's finally getting the recognition. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Do I sing? No, I don't. But my fiance Lizzie is a fantastic singer, and writer. So she tries to help me sing and like learn things about pitch and harmony and things like that. But I'm just not very good. I call myself a one-trick pony. I can only act. I can't dance. I can't sing. But I can act, at least to some degree. And I'd like to act more, but yeah, it's kind of up to I'm doing what I can on my end and putting in a lot of effort and making my own content and getting the casting directors and getting. Can we meet Lizzie someday? Yeah, she's in the other room, so she has like a stricter job where she has to be on the computer a lot. But we do a lot of videos together, and we will definitely do more. We're planning on doing a lot more content together. What was your favorite video? And your favorite video, like, was it the Buggy Man where he's like the clown? Sorry for asking a lot of questions. No, ask as many questions as you want. Um, the favorite video that I've done? I don't know. I do like doing the ones they're kind of hit or miss on TikTok, but where it shows somebody over like a series of several years. or the course of a relationship, or but I like to do ones where I can show range of emotion. Like maybe they're happy at the beginning of a relationship, and then they're angry, and then sad, and then by the end they're just numb. Like I love getting to do those quick ones. I saw your videos with Lizzie. She's pretty. Yeah, she's gorgeous. She's the prettiest person I've ever seen. So I'm lucky that I get to see her every day. Um, yeah, we just got engaged a few months ago, and um, yeah, we post a decent amount, mostly on Instagram. So yeah, definitely follow Instagram if you want to see like more of our daily lives. Like last night we went rock climbing, so we posted some of those stories on Instagram. Um, Shobu, hello, I remember you. Um, but yeah, so yeah, check out on Instagram. I have a lot of my content with Lizzie. Whereas TikTok's a little funny. Like we'll do videos here and there, but you almost like need to be doing a trend where it's harder just to show like your daily life on TikTok. Um, but yeah, anyway, so I was gonna start a YouTube channel to get recognized for singing or acting. What would be some key pointers? Um, I think right now like YouTube Shorts is the way to go. So if you have singing, try to do it in under a minute. Sorry, I might sneeze. Um, but yeah, try content that's under a minute, so it gets pushed out on YouTube Shorts. It seems like that gets pushed out a decent amount. And then try to hook people early on with whether it's something, get right into it, whatever you're going to do, whether it's singing, whether it's acting. Don't wait too long in the beginning of your video to like try to show something. Just get right into it. When do you go live normally? I don't have it normally, but I want to figure out what going live normally will be. Like, should I do it at 1 p.m. Pacific time, California time every day, or some other time? I still need to figure it out. And sometimes it depends on work if I have an audition, so it's hard to. What was it like being on Untogether? I just found out about that movie right now. It was a fun shoot. I was only doing that for one day. I didn't have a speaking line, but I got to spend time with all the lead actors. I've done that for a few different movies, from like a George Clooney movie with Matt Damon. And everybody on set's really nice. And like when George Clooney's directing, he's very hands-on director, so we get to talk about him. Um, yeah, Brooklyn. Yeah, take a different shot at a different type of yeah, just like going fresh is good. Yeah, I mean, I think I had less than 100 subscriptions on YouTube just like 2 3 weeks ago. I don't know when I started posting more content, but yeah, it was about 100. Now it's like 12,000 in a few weeks. Yeah, just make it good, make it like personal to you, but also try to have some quality behind it. Have good lighting. If you're singing, have the sound as good as possible, and yeah, don't wait too long at the beginning of your videos. Just get right into what you want them to see, and then if you can have some sort of ending too, that's always like satisfying, because then it'll make people watch again to take that ride with you from like the hook in the beginning, like oh whoa okay, and then like have the middle of the meat of it, especially singing. Maybe do the chorus. I love your video shorts. You deserve the subs for your amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm just having fun, and like if I hope people subscribe and like it. I'm trying to do something a little bit different than everybody else does. Like if you and that's like for Brooklyn too, like advice, like if you don't necessarily just do what everybody else does, I think that's a recipe for failure. uh, you can do okay, but then you'll just blend in, like have your own unique spin. um, oh, thank you, Brooklyn. See, absolutely, you were asking all the questions. And it's already been a half hour. I was only planning on doing 20 minutes, so I will go in a little bit, but wanted to get anybody and everybody's questions answered. And yeah, I gotta figure out a time of day to just do this regularly. I like getting to do these lives. Is really fun. And I'm still figuring it out. Like I just went live I think 2 days ago for the first time, so I don't even know how all these buttons or what all these buttons do. um, How's your YouTube career affected your life? Not. I've only been doing YouTube for a few weeks now, so it hasn't affected my life yet. Um, but it can be cool. Like I love to meet other creators and collaborate with other creators, and I don't know. I don't know how it's affected my life, but it's definitely like something I like doing. I like creating for YouTube. So like when I wake up, I think about it, and like I'm always thinking about creative ways to do things. Or if I see a trend, I'm always thinking about spins on it. So it's definitely affected my brain and like making me want to do more and more and more. Um, so that definitely is the way it affects me. I think I am gonna go. That's I've been on for about 32 minutes, but I'll answer the last few questions. My friend said everyone's POVs were cringy, and when I showed her one of your POVs, she said almost everyone's. What made you want to start acting? I think I always wanted to. I was just afraid to. So I was almost turning 30 years old, and I had never acted. I'd never done anything creative, and I was like, I don't know if I'll be happy with the rest of my life unless I at least like try to do some acting or get. Um, so I think I just didn't like the job I was in. I didn't like the life I was in. So I just started. And I think for anybody who wants to be an actor who's afraid to, like, just just start, just do something, just get in something, just like get your phone out, like create a scene, start writing, read books on screenwriting, study your favorite movie, figure out, yeah, like let your creativity kind of fly. Um, okay, okay, yeah. Yeah, yeah, 14 is a good place to start. Don't wait till you're 29. If yeah, I have to go too actually, but I will try to do these more, and I'm trying to even pop on for 10 minutes here and there, even when Lizzie and I are at the beach. So it was nice talking to everybody, and